In John chapter 4, Jesus comes across this woman at a well, and it's kind of this really interesting sequence of events. See, she's a Samaritan, Jesus is a Jew, and so there's this systemic racism that's taking place in this day and this time, and these two different people groups didn't interact. It wasn't socially acceptable for them to interact, to have conversation, but Jesus crosses all kinds of barriers and starts having a conversation with her. She's there to draw water from the well, and Jesus says to her, if you only knew who I was, you would ask me for water. And she responds and says, but you don't have a bucket or a rope to draw water from. What are you speaking of? And here's what Jesus says in John chapter 4, verses 13 and 14. He says, anyone who drinks of this water will soon become thirsty again. But those who drink the water that I give will never be thirsty again. You see, Jesus was talking about a different kind of water. Jesus was talking about a water that actually quenches thirst eternally. Now, I don't know if you've ever been in a place where you were so parched for water that you just couldn't stand it, but imagine being in that place, being so thirsty, and I hand you a glass of water that I just drew out of that beautiful body of water behind me. There's a lot of moss. I'm pretty sure I saw a bag of Twizzlers in there. But you wouldn't want to drink that. That wouldn't quench your thirst. That wouldn't help you fight through that parched feeling at all. But you would want clean, hydrating, good quality H2O. Am I right? Jesus offers us something that nobody else can offer us. And the truth is a lot of times we live life in a way where we try to quench our thirst and receive satisfaction through things that are very temporary, very momentary. And so Jesus has something to offer you. He has this living water that he wants you to experience that is not only just temporarily fulfilling, but is eternally fulfilling and eternally sustaining. So our prayer for you today is that you would know Jesus and know him so well that you're trusting in him, you're fully reliant on him, and that you would have that fulfillment, that joy, that satisfaction that comes from the living water that Jesus provides.